Hello everybody, so this is Diane, the founder of Naked Fit Online, and I want to speak today about something that I believe it's very relevant right now. However, it is something that you might have to review every single year, which is why I'm creating this video, because what it's going to do, it is going to help you in the future go back to this video and review and see what are the things that you can do. First of all, what I would like to give you a little bit of context. It's years ago, as a result of having some health issues, I found that when we create harmony, not only within ourselves, but also ourselves with the environment, there is a synchronicity, there is a way of harmony. And in taking that in consideration, also it will allow you to be able to put your body at ease, because it's working in harmony, not only within itself, but also with the environment. That being said, that's how I came across the traditional Chinese medicine. Of course, it's not new, but it came to be new to me a while ago. And here's a book that I have used as a reference, that it's called The Ancient Wisdom of the Chinese Tonic Herbs, and it's by Rong Ti Warden. And so it is a formally published as Radiant Health, this book. Because one of the things that they talk about in this book, it is not only about having health, it's about having radiant health, right? So it is your optimum. And we're not that. Why? Because I hear this a lot, and you have seen this in many of my previous videos, where I hear people saying, I am healthy. So you're healthy because you have not developed cancer. Are you healthy because you have not developed high blood pressure? But what about poor sleep? What about stress, which is considered an issue? It actually triggers so many issues. What about obesity? I think I already said it. What about diabetes? What about cancer? Is a disease that it's unfortunately becoming very, very common. And so heart conditions, right? Separate from high blood pressure. It's something that unfortunately in the previous year, we're in 2022, and in the previous year has been something common that everybody started to see as normal. Not is not normal. And this is where we need to start being aware and allowing all this information to come out to light. That being said, it's so a lot of the things that you can gain by being in alignment with your environment, by utilizing the traditional Chinese medicine foundation or Ayurveda, is that you can slow aging, you can gain more energy, you can improve your sex life, sharpen mental clarity, reduce stress, and look and feel younger. This is all here on the title, but this is all the stuff that I always talk about. And you can go back to all my YouTube videos, you can go back to all my social media, and that's exactly all the things that I'm always talking about, which is, now you can tell why I love this book so much. So just to give you an idea, and I'm gonna find ways to share this with you, this is the foundation of the traditional Chinese medicine. What it is you can say it is based on the 5 elements, and it's also divided in all the different seasons of the year. Of course, I am in Canada, so they are very, very clear. In Canada, we have a quite defined winter, defined summer, defined spring, and defined fall. And what I want to talk to you about today, it is, where are you? It's about fall right here. And everything goes in a cycle. If you can see the arrows going in a specific direction, everything, how is everything connected. But we're looking at here at fall. I know it's backwards, but fall, it is related to an organ, which is the lungs, and there's related to an element, which is metal, and also speak of the energy, which is early years. These are the things that I'm going to chat with you right now. Your lungs. And the funny thing, and I'm going to say the funny thing or the interesting thing about this, it is that as you can tell, fall, it's connected based on traditional Chinese medicine to your lungs. Let's jump into this right away. What happens in fall? Then you see all countries like Canada promoting the flu shot, which I personally never had one. I never saw the use of that. Everybody I know that got the flu shot got sick. I never got it and I have been healthy. So that is my logic. Why would I get something that is gonna make me sick? Because if I don't get it, I'm fine. Anyway, that's my logic. And I respect everybody that took the flu shot in the past or is still taking the flu shot. I personally don't see any logic to get something that is gonna make you sick. That's all I can tell you. Lungs. So this is what I'm going to share with you. It is going to speak on different things. As you can tell, the traditional Chinese medicine speaks of the elements, of the energy, an organ in your body. Every season also is connected to a specific organ in your body and how it can create balance and all that stuff. Speaking of lungs, it is controls physical energy. What it is control your chi. By increasing and decreasing the rate and depth of respiration, one can control one's energy. If the lungs are weak, breathing is shallow, constricted, or otherwise weak and deficient. If the lungs are strong and vital, the breathing is long, quiet, and deep, and the body fills with energy, right? Regardless of the amount of quality of the food we consume, it will not energize the body if the breathing is insufficient. Just as a candle will not burn if there is no air available. Oriental masters insist that all sickness is connected to one way or another to insufficient breathing. And I see that a lot, so I'm pretty sure you hear Wim Hof. There is another book that I read that is called The Oxygen Advantage. So you can go back, I have talked about that as well. Through breathing, we can master emotions. When we're angry, our breathing become rough. When we're worried or depressed, our breathing becomes shallow. When we're fearful, our breathing becomes frozen. When we're in disagreement, we take short breath. When we are frightened or surprised, the power of the breath goes into an inhalation. Look at all the stuff and I start connecting all the dots here. The lungs are the seat of wisdom. So the lungs control the skin. The skin has an important respiratory function in humans, just as it does in other animals. If there is an abundance of free-flowing qi, the skin opens and closes appropriately to adapt to changes in the weather. Here we are. We're again in fall. We're transitioning to winter. Winter is a very harsh season for us in Canada. So look at all the things and how is that connecting to all that stuff. Lungs produce the defensive energy, Wei Qi. The lungs affect the upper respiratory tract and voice, right? Interesting. And it says the voice reflects the state of the lung energy. If the lung energy is full and vital, the voice will likewise strong, full, and clear. If the lung energy is full, the speech will be easy and will not tire easy. If on the other hand the voice is weak and lack any force, it is likely that the lung energy is deficient. Isn't that interesting? I'm gonna close this video because what I would like you guys is, there are a few things I'm going to suggest to you. It is, first of all, there's so many herbs that it can help and support your lungs. But let's speak of, we are in a time in our history where economy, inflation, politics, medical crime, and all that stuff, it's at its peak. And unfortunately, it is really, really hard. One thing, to get a lot of the herbs, that it might be expensive because they're not part of your budget. Another thing is, it is hard to sometimes know who to trust. And if you're trusting me, I really, really appreciate the fact that you're listening to me, because you're trusting what I'm giving you. And I'm a huge advocate of balance, right? Create radiant health. And unfortunately, a lot of the injections that are being marketed out there are not really, really promoting health at all, unfortunately. And which is why we're seeing a massive wave of kids being very, very sick, adults having heart attacks. There is a lot of flu going on around, and which is why we're talking about this today. Breathing exercises. This is something that you can literally, and I'm going to share that in the comments. You can go to YouTube, search for Wim Hof breathing beginner exercises or something like that, and you will have an 11-minute breathing exercise from Wim Hof. It is completely guided from beginning to end. It does not cost a thing. You can do it. Breathing doesn't cost a thing. The other thing that you can do when it comes to your lungs, or simply your immune system, because it's whether it's low because of a stress, whether it's compromised because of some injections, and or simply you have been exposed and your body is in real need to develop a stronger immune system towards something that is in the air, in the environment. So I will be sharing in another video a recipe that my grandma used to do when me and my sister were getting very sick. I don't know if my grandma used to do that for my brother, because by that point I was already out of the house. But I know my grandma used to do that for me and my sister, where every time every year that we started to get sick and all that kind of stuff, it's just crazy. Then she will make this recipe with red onion and honey, and we will have that for a week. Boom, we will not get sick again. That was it. That's all it took. I also have been hearing in different groups that I'm part of, including the Wellness Hub YYC. We have people sharing different recipes. Please just go and contact your homeopath near you. I also have connections, and I can share that with you, and that person can take care of you in, no matter whether you're in Calgary or outside of Calgary. And homeopathy, it's another amazing option, and it actually is not necessarily directly linked to traditional Chinese medicine. However, it is the same foundation of creating balance. It is about seeing you as a person, not as a lung or a liver or a piece of meat, which is what we see a lot with our medical doctors nowadays, that you're a piece of meat, that you are a paycheck to them. What other things I can think of? I give you different ideas, because the most important is not only know what is important of the seasons and how you can be in harmony with the season, but also what are the things that you can do about it. So, I'm also going to eventually start gathering all the information from the different people that I know have shared cool stuff in the different chats that I'm part of, speaking on health, wellness, and all that stuff, so I can share that with you guys as well. If you guys have any question, and there is more than half of this book, it's full of herbs that can help and support different meridians, different organs, that they have different purpose, the recipes as well of different herbs that you can utilize. It depends on what you're looking for. If you want to know more, please check this book out if this is something of your interest. The Ancient Wisdom of the Chinese Tonic Herbs. It used to be called Radiant Health by Master Herbalist Ron T. Garden. So I'm closing this. Please check Naked Fit that online. Go and follow me on all social media. I'm there. Just check the links below. Just go click follow. And if you have any question, just message me.